I'm sorry about that. I keyed up at the same time as KE2CLV. I didn't hear anything on my end though. I think you might have just been keying in for the net. But let's open it up for any and all stations. I'd like to check into the STNY digital voice this evening. Please call now. 2 FJH.
N2 NCB Paul Tonatauga.
83 AJN.
And N3 TQD.
This is KC3WVX, Scott and Sarah. Okay, I keyed up at the same time as Scott, so it's the second time this evening. I keyed up just right as somebody else was about to speak there. But let's see if I got everybody here. So we got KD2TWM Stewart, N2NCB Paul, KD3AJN Anna, N3DQD Ray, and KC3 Whiskey Victor X-Ray Scott. Were there any other stations or any doubles? Please call now. All right, nothing hurts. So we'll kick things off. If there's any announcements for the net this evening, please call now. All right, no announcements. So let's move in for questions. If there's any questions for that this evening, please call now. All right, no questions either, so we will move in for comments. The net topic this evening is a replay from 2024, daylight savings time. How are you adjusting to losing an hour, and your thoughts on the push to make daylight savings time permanent so there's no more spring forward or fall back. And this was originally credited to Ed, NE2W, so he provided the net topic this evening. So we'll kick things off, and we'll go to the top of our list to, I think this is a newcomer to the net, which if you are, welcome aboard. But if the call sign doesn't ring a bell there, we'll kick things off with AB1XK. Anthony, how was your week? Nothing heard on my end, and I see he has since left NetLogger. But we'll give it one more go there regardless. AB1XK Anthony, how was your week? All right, nothing hurts. We will move on down to K3BYC Carlton. How was your week?
This is K3BYC, Carlton in Darlington, Maryland. Good evening, Frank, and thank you for taking the net. Good evening to everyone who's checked in. Uh, well, we've had a nice warm up, I guess, like most. 70 degrees today, and we'll have it again tomorrow. It's currently 64 degrees, and there's no rain today. We may get a little bit of rain this week, but it's still going to be quite warm. So we'll take it any way we can get it. As far as daylight saving, I like the variety. So I would like to keep doing the changes like we've been doing between March and November. So I guess it's nice when you have it, and all of a sudden we've got some additional daylight here in March. So that part, that's good. So no problem there with me. That's all I have. Everybody have a great week. This is K3BYC. Back to net control.
Hey, very good there, Carlton. And yeah, we should be getting, I think, tomorrow and Tuesday. I might have to take off Tuesday from work there just because it's going to be such a nice, beautiful day. I think it's going to be like 72 or 73 degrees here as well. So it's just too beautiful of a day and too early in this season too. So I might need to take the day off. So very good there. And yeah, I enjoy the extra hour of sleep. From when we fall back, but I don't enjoy missing the hour of sleep when we spring forward. So, all right, very good there. All right, next on the list is N2QFD Mail. How was your week?
This is N2QFD. Good evening, Frank, and good evening to the net. It was a pretty good week here. Normal stuff, I'd say. Like Carlton, enjoying the warm up. Nice to be able to go outside and take a walk and kind of get back into the swing of things. And I'm not a daylight savings time enjoyer, if you will. I saw a good joke come along. I guess it was Saturday night. Somebody said, "Remember, this is the night when Woodrow Wilson slides down your chimney and steals an hour of your life." Well, it's not so bad in the spring, and so a strange concept that we keep with, and interesting, interesting tradition. So I guess that's probably the best place to leave that. And as of last week, I'll be chasing this net with the Southern Tier Fusion net. So if anyone has any traffic they want to go to Southern Tier Fusion, just let me know at the end of the net. Here's N2QFD.
Hey, very good there, Mal. And yeah, just so if people aren't aware, there is also a Southern Tier Fusion net starting at 8 o'clock right after this net. And I'm trying to pull up the talk room there, but it's in the N9RIM room. If you are on Wires X, the room number is 21424, starting at 8 o'clock. If you're unable to join or you don't have System Fusion, and Mal is gracious enough to pass along any traffic that you'd like. So please let me know in the net, and we'll pass it along there. All right, moving on down to N2NRA. Cliff, how was your week?
This is N2NRA, Cliff and Waverly along the southern tier. Uh, Not too bad. It's spring like. We seeing geese, robins, skunk, uh, coyote, red-winged blackbirds are back. and some plants have started to push through the ground. It looks like a wintry mix coming up midweek, Thursday through Sunday, possible mixed rain, snow. But tomorrow and Tuesday, it's going to be around close to 70 or 70 degrees. And as far as the topic of daylight savings time, I wish they'd leave it one way or the other. We don't need to mess with that there, and that was a promise broken. And price of gas went up 43 cents. Go figure. This is N200 back to net control.
Hey, very good there, Cliff. And yeah, I'm also a software engineer, and I know like sometimes we've had issues in the past, sometimes where we get a random glitch, and yeah, it's also because happened around the daylight savings where we jump an hour backwards. So yeah, there's also some technical aspects as to we could save some problems there by keeping it one way or the other, and now bouncing back and forth. So. All right, very good there. And yes, Tuesday's supposed to be Monday and Tuesday are supposed to be beautiful days coming up here. So hope everybody has a chance to get out and enjoy the sunshine. Well, we do have it, a little early in the season to get such nice warm days. So, all right, moving on down to N3OJP. Mick, how was your week?
Good evening, Frank, everybody on the net. Well, I don't mind the change to the longer days for daylight savings time, but leave it at that. When it flips over in the fall, that makes no sense to me. The day gets cut short so quick, and it just limits what you can do outside, So just leave it alone. I think there's two states to do that. What is it, Arizona, and I think Indiana. Anyway, busy week. Around here, doing quite a bit with amateur radio and getting the computers worked up a little bit. Of course, Tuesday's always busy with my grandson, and Jill and I had a couple of days of running around. And I did a lot of research into 3D printers. I purchased one. It's not here yet. It seems to be the Bamboo A1 3D printer. That seems to be the consensus of all the people that I spoke with. So starting out, yeah, I could have gone higher end, but it's going to be for my grandson and myself. And apparently these units are pretty much the work out of the box. So, and I've been attending Long Island CW had a nice, well, they have it every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Of course, you got to be a member. And they talk about 3D printing. And then one of the local clubs had a Zoom. Then there's one Tuesday with one of my local clubs. Some of the people that have these things. So looking forward to learning something else here and figuring out how they work. It should be fun. Make some things that I don't have to buy. Other than that, got a busy week coming up here. And I thought my grandson's got strep throat, if you can imagine that. We were out running around yesterday and said his throat was scratchy, and sure enough, he's got strep. Drives you nuts. Well, that was Saturday, yeah. Been meeting this Thursday with one of the clubs, and I'd like to get up north, but I got a few commitments around here. I just can't break away for a few days, so got to see if I can make that happen here shortly. With that, Frank, I'll turn it back to you. W2FJH and 3OJP.
Hey, thanks, Mick, and sorry to hear your grandson got strep throat. But yeah, as far as a 3D printer, yeah, it's always kind of those things, right? Like you could get a nice big radio as your first rig, but most people elect to get the Baofeng, and I'm guilty of that myself. The little $20 Baofeng as your first radio in the ham radio. So, yeah, it's very good. There, it's good. Definitely a good starting out point. You don't want to invest too much money until you see how you like it. So. And yeah, I just want to mention, Mick, since I was talking to you, I did have found it on HBO Max. They have the Penguins game going on right now, so I kind of have that off to the side on a separate monitor. So very good there. All right. Before I get to my next station, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Let's take a quick pause to see if there's any additional stations you'd like to join this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard, so we will move on down to W2KDC. Dennis, how was your week?
Oh, good evening, Frank, and thanks for taking the net. Oh, just another quiet week uh, in Western New York. It didn't snow this week. Yeah, that's great. I've been enjoying the last couple of days. We got some pretty hard rain yesterday, a little later in the afternoon, but I got out a little bit in the morning and early afternoon, and today's been a beautiful day. Uh, I'm afraid I have to agree with you. It's, I think, too much too soon. You know, we may live to regret it, but I hope not. It could stay this way and get warmer. I'd be very happy. I'll be back in a second to talk about the topic. And as far as daylight savings time, I like having the extra hour of daylight all summer. I would keep it that way year round. Uh, as far as the losing an hour of sleep, I didn't even notice. I somehow hadn't seen the memo that it was happening last night, and I went to bed at the usual time, and I got up this morning at the usual time, and the clocks, all the computerized clocks, all the Apple and Amazon and whatever devices I have around the house automatically updated the time. It wasn't until I happened to look at the range in the kitchen or the old clock in the living room that I saw, oh, times have changed. So I didn't mind losing it. I don't mind gaining it when it happens, but I wish they would leave it the way it is now. That's my story for tonight. W2 KDC, back to you, Frank.
Hey, very good there, Dennis. And you're right. Definitely, we should be thankful that there was no snow this week. And the driveway's a little muddy there, a little sloshy, but I'll take mud over snow. So, with the rain, with the hard rain that you were talking about, I'll take a little mud over snow any day. All right, moving on down the list to KD2TWM. Stuart, how was your week?
Well, good evening, Frank, and all in the net. KD2TWM here. Name is Stu. First time checking in. I've meant to do this for months and finally got my act together tonight. Good to hear everybody. I know Rochester's not really the southern tier, although I live closer to Spencerport, which is southwest of the city. But I was born in Elmira, so I guess that makes me an honorary southern tier right? As far as daylight savings time, it's funny. As far as I know, it's existed as long as I've been around, and it was never a big deal until the last few years. Now it's like we got a debate about it every spring and every fall, and all the horrible things it does. And I say leave it the way it is. I mean, there's no sense in it being light at 4 o'clock in the morning in the middle of the summer, and getting dark at 7:30 or 8 when we can have an extra hour at night to do stuff. And during the winter, we don't want it to be, we don't want it to not get light until 9:30 or 10 in the morning. So I say just leave it the way it is. But to each their own. I'm sure there'll be debate and lots of articles on the internet, and nothing will be done again this year. So with that, back over to you, Frank, and thanks for taking me on the net. This is KD2TWF.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime there, Stu. And thanks for dropping in here. I'm sure if you've been, you mentioned you were listening for a couple months there and finally joined the net. I'm sure you're well aware of our website, stnydmr.net. Stands for Southern Tier New York, DMR.net. There's a lot of links there for our Discord group and 7.3 and our Google Meet link and all that. If you ever want to find out more information about the net or need any links, a lot of them are on our website. So thanks for stopping by. All right. Next on my list is N2NCB. Paul, how was your week?
Hello again, Frank and all, into NCB here. Well, it was a normal week. I guess that depends on how you define normal, but normal for us anyway. Nothing exciting, nothing dramatic or anything like that. And the other state is Hawaii that stays on standard time, is along with Indiana and Arizona. And I guess on daylight savings, I'm just glad it doesn't make any difference to me since I'm not having to go to work in the morning anymore. But back in 74, 75 time frame, we stayed on daylight saving time throughout the winter, and that meant I was going to work in the dark, and I was coming home in the dark, especially in that December, January time frame. But now, okay, I can go with the flow type of thing. But I understand, let's make it one way or the other and not keep bouncing back and forth. The other thing it does is logging in contacts with other hams. Now instead of having to remember 7 o'clock local time is the next day, now it's 8 o'clock normal time that goes to the next day in the log. So that gets to be somewhat of an adjustment that way. And I think that's it from this end. Oh, the bands have been pretty good too as well. Been making a lot of contacts. None coincidental type contacts like before, but we're still striving for that one. Back to you, Frank. Take care, all. Into NCB.
Hey, thanks there, Paul. And yeah, just another good point of logging contacts around the world here that we got to bounce back and forth from that hour. And also, yes, I've also done that myself, where literally you go into work and it's dark out, and you come back and it's dark out, and you're like, wow, does the sunlight still exist anymore? Or at least it's a little depressing when it's just like, wow, none of my free time I have sunlight outside. Very good there. I do remember those days as well. So, all right, next on the list is KD3AJN. Anna, how was your week?
Good evening, Frank, and everyone else on the net. This is KD3HAN. Well, my week was okay. Enjoyed the warm weather and was able to get outside a little bit. Yesterday we had a sky warn net. We had a thunderstorm warning and a tornado watch. And so I participated in that, and nothing bad around here that I know of. I know some people in Pittsburgh lost power, but nothing around here that I heard of. As far as daylight savings time, I like it staying late at nighttime. I feel like if it's dark in the evening, I don't want to go out and do anything. Gives me more motivation to be up and about and doing things when it's late. Everybody have a good week and stay safe. KD3HAN.
Hey, very good there, Anna. And yeah, you mentioned the Skywarn. Yeah, I did remember I heard some of that thunder, and I'm like, wait a minute, is it thunder and lightning outside? It took me by surprise because it's not really that time of year for thunderstorms going through. But yeah, glad everything at your place is good and you guys weren't impacted or didn't lose any power. So we will head on over to N3DQD. Ray, how was your week?
Yeah, W2FJH and 3VQD. Well, I had a good week as well. Um, and it did say that we were out. In fact, yesterday we were out for a few hours. We took the bus down to the bus station. We had to get uh, photo IDs from the local transit. Even though we have real IDs, the state wants us to have these photo IDs from the local transit companies. So we got those yesterday. It was nice to go there because we got to visit a little bit with the employee uh, that we often talk with when we make reservations for the Guard bus, which is a demand ride service. So that made for a nice day. Uh, Still doing some things with NXDN and enjoying that. And as far as the time, I think I would take the daylight saving time because it's just nice. Um, like right now, it's bright coming in here, where oftentimes by now it's already dark. So I'll take it this way too. Back to you, Frank. This is N3DQD.
Hey, very good there, Ray. And yeah, I'm with you on that. That's kind of interesting that they would have you get transit photo IDs when you already have government issued IDs. Then apparently they're different there. And so, and yeah, glad you're enjoying more of the NXDN. Maybe at some point, in the near future here, if you ever wanted to do an AfterNet tech discussion on it, show some people what it's all about, or I know Ed NE2W has also put in some calendars of like different nets. Maybe we could try to look up and see if we can find a collection of nets that are on NXDN for people as well. So very good there. All right, moving on down to KC3 Whiskey Victor X-Ray. Scott, how was your week?
This is KC3WVX. Hopefully I don't drop out on you. I'm having issues with everyone dropping out and get halfway through their conversation, and I look in my hotspots going into standby mode, and have yet to figure out what the problem is. But anyways, had a decent week. I personally wish they would just leave the time at one set and just quit changing it back and forth twice a year. I spent the weekend up at the Arask Clubhouse up on Harris Hill, participating in the AARLDX International contest, and got 160 some contacts out of it, and a pretty decent weekend. KC3WVX.
Hey, very good there, Scott, and full copy on your last transmission there, so no worries at all. And yeah, 160 contacts. Wow, that's a pretty good session there. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital VoiceNet. I have reached the end of my list, so let's see if there's any additional stations out there that would like to join this evening. Please call now.
W2TXB. Good evening.
All right, and we have W2TXB Jerry. Jerry, if you didn't catch the net topic, sure, I pull it up here. We were doing a replay from our net topic from 2024. The topic was daylight savings times. Are you how are you adjusting to losing an hour, and your thoughts on the push to make daylight savings time permanent? No more spring forward, fall back. So I'll hand it over to you. How was your week?
W2TXB, not a bad week actually. It was gorgeous yesterday. Spent time washing both vehicles. Got them first time this season so far, hand washing them, getting them looking better. And so that's good. Of course, rained last night, but that's all right. Just parked in the driveway. They got rinsed again. And today was some other outdoor stuff, dealing with a camper and things around and ready for the upcoming camping season. So I'm hoping that we get decent weather fairly soon. Although I guess the end of this week is supposed to be colder. Have to take the camper over to the dealer in Bath Tuesday for a bunch of stuff, inspection annual, state inspection annual, and a bunch of other stuff to check. So it'll be fun. It's 5 years old, and the extended warranty run out in a week or so. So I guess we better get to it here. Anyway, make sure nothing else is wrong. Daylight saving, I don't care either way, I guess. I'm so used to it now, it's like, well, it's not a maybe press, all kinds of stuff. That's about it, I guess. I don't know. It has good and bad points either way. How it's going to change. I mean, yeah. Oh, there went Ziva. She decided to bark at somebody out there. I don't know. It's a big deal to me either way. I can take it or leave it or just nothing. So, oh well. Been playing though with radio and having fun otherwise this week. Last week, and plan to do more of it this coming week. Back to you, W2TXB.
Hey, very good there, Jerry. And hey, I think you just gave me something else to do if I do take Tuesday off. I'll have to go and wash my car, 'cause my car also needs a car wash. That'll be something for me to do outside there. So, all right, very good there. And yeah, colder during the week, as you mentioned. And yeah, I think I was going to mention something else, but I guess I'll move on for now. So, all right, this is W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. Again, I've reached the end of my list, so let's see if there's any additional stations out there that'd like to join this evening. Please call now. All right, nothing heard there. So let's open it up for any and all stations that would like to sorry, any stations that would like to check into the STNY Digital Voice Net, or any additional stations with comments, questions, or concerns. And just a quick comment from Nick. As I mentioned, I had the game off on the side here, and the Penguins just won 5-4 in overtime. So very very good game there, very close. But any other questions, comments, or concerns? Please call now.
Here is N2QFD with an additional.
Yeah, and to QFD mail. Fire away with your comments there.
Thank you, Frank. Here is N2QFD. Just wanted to pass along Meshtastic. The Elmira mesh has been growing out some more, and we finally have sufficient numbers to where it's pretty functional across the city of Elmira. For anyone else who's playing with Meshtastic, if you happen to be passing through, make sure you leave a note and say hello. So that was the only additional I had tonight.
Hey, very good there, Mel. Whenever I head out that way, I'll have to make sure that I bring one of my nodes with me, and we usually head out to Hornby to see my wife's grandmother there, and maybe along the way I could try to shoot out a message there to you guys. So, all right, very good there. All right, let's make a final call here. Any last minute check-ins or any stations that have checked in with additional comments, questions, or concerns? Please call now.
This is NE2W Portable 3, and just checking in.
Hey, Ed, you just made the cutoff there. So, if you're available, we'll add right over to you for any comments. NE2W, how's your week? I think your transmission might have dropped out there, Ed, and you might be driving. So if you are driving, feel free to not respond. But yeah, if you're available, please give us some comments there. All right, nothing heard on my end. So yeah, I'm guessing Ed usually checks in a lot while he's traveling. So very very smart to just listen into the net and not worry about trying to transmit or anything. So very good there, Ed. Thanks for stopping by, Ed. All right. Again, W2FJH with the STNY Digital Voice Net. We'll make one more final call here. Any last minute check-ins or any additional comments, questions, or concerns from anybody who has checked in? Please call now. All right, hear nothing then. We might as well wrap things up here. I'd like to thank Anthony, Carlton, Mel, Cliff, Mick, Dennis, Stu, Paul, Anna, Ray, Scott, Jerry, and Ed for joining me this evening. We'll be returning this talk group back to normal amateur radio use. Everybody have a great and safe week there. This is W2FGH, and I'll be listening.